Jennifer Love Hewitt has played the final girl on the big screen, but has she found her final guy? Keep watching for the rundown of this heartbreaker's many loves, from a 90s boy band frontman to a famous TV bachelor. The man Family Guy called the greatest actor in the history of the world, Fred Savage, was one of the biggest stars of the late 80s and early 90s thanks to the Wonder Years. But while the erstwhile Kevin Arnold was busy letting Daniel Stern narrate his life, Jennifer Love Hewitt was making a name for herself on Disney's Kids Incorporated. Somewhere along the way, their paths crossed in what was undoubtedly every 90s kid's dream pairing. During an Instagram Live, Hewitt opened up about her youthful romance with Savage, revealing, "Fred Savage was my first date. Because he was Fred Savage, he was able to get us in very young to the Laugh Factory. We went to a comedy show and dropped me off. And I had a pig as a pet at the time, so I never saw him again because I had a pig as a pet and he was really creeped out. I had a huge crush on him." She also spoke about her date with Savage during an appearance on The Wendy Williams Show.
He drove. He was 16.
She went on to explain that he never called her again after their date. "We can't help but think Savage may have gone on to regret his decision." There were innumerable 90s sitcoms that dealt with the trials and tribulations of teendom. One such show was Blossom, which starred a young Mayim Bialik as the titular character. Playing her dim-witted brother was Joey Lawrence.
Who else talks like that besides you and Alfred Einstein?
Lawrence accompanied Hewitt to the American Music Awards in 1996. Despite the fact that the two looked totally smitten, it wasn't to be for the young stars. Hewitt admitted to a fling with Lawrence during an interview with Deseret News in 1998. However, she rather vaguely said, quote, "business got in the way of their blossoming romance," though she did not elaborate on what exactly she meant by that. Some celebs may love to kiss and tell, but Hewitt doesn't. Soon after, she dated another 90s heartthrob, Will Friedle. The Deseret News noted that the pair first met on the set of teen rom-com Trojan War, which was released in 1997, suggesting that Hewitt's relationship with Lawrence didn't last too long. Hewitt also played Friedel's love interest in Boy Meets World, where they shared steamy kissing scenes.
Can I call you Pfeffer?
Everybody does.
It's unclear when the lovers parted ways, but Hewitt soon got together with another 90s icon. Is there any couple that encapsulates the 90s idol better than Jennifer Love Hewitt and former MTV VJ Carson Daly? In an interview with Rolling Stone, Hewitt said that she met the TV presenter briefly before they embarked on a romance in 1997. She told Rolling Stone at the time, "I think we deserve a huge round of applause. I think we've done a really good job. It's been almost a year now." While Hewitt had nothing but praise for her then-boyfriend, Daly himself went a little TMI when discussing his lady love, telling Ryan Seacrest, "She's prettier than a Disney princess and smoother than a baby's ass." After a year of dating, and despite appearing perfect for one another, the couple called it quits. Unfortunately for Daly, he found out the hard way. He told People, "I woke up to Howard Stern telling me my relationship with Jennifer was over. Then I heard Steve Kometko on E! Say, just off the Associated Press, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Carson Daly have officially broken up." He went on to say he was publicly humiliated by the news. Before divorcing Kim Basinger and becoming one half of a power couple with Alec Baldwin, Alec Baldwin might have had a thing with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Though he is famed for his gruff demeanor, largely thanks to his self-parodying role in 30 Rock and those Saturday Night Live Trump impressions, Baldwin was once a surprisingly dashing star. Accordingly, he supposedly caught the attention of Hewitt despite her being in her early 20s at the time and him being 2 decades her senior. The pair starred alongside one another in the movie Shortcut to Happiness in 2007, in which Hewitt plays a sexy version of the devil, but their rumored tryst appears to long predate that flick. In 2001, an unnamed source for the New York Post reported that Baldwin was spotted kissing Hewitt's neck at the Heartbreakers premiere.
So, what can the forces of evil do for you today, Jabez Stone?
Also that year, a source claimed to When that Hewitt had a major crush on Baldwin, alleging, "She's always offering to fetch Alec coffee, soda, or a sandwich, even though there are plenty of interns and associates on the set. She has been told flat out that she's a terrible match for Alec. They have nothing in common, but she's constantly trying to draw Alec's attention." However, when Entertainment Tonight asked Hewitt about the rumors, she denied them, calling claims of a relationship ridiculous and saying, "You kind of have to laugh at it." Rich Cronin was the frontman of 90s boy band LFO, who were sort of like the Backstreet Boys with a dash of poppy rap thrown in. In a 2001 interview with SF Gate, it is mentioned that LFO's song Girl on TV was written about Jennifer Love Hewitt, who stars in the music video and whom Cronin dated. Echoing the lyrics of his song, Cronin told the publication, "One of my major qualms when I was with her was that she's a movie star. I'm never going to live a normal life." Another ex who divulged personal details to Howard Stern, Cronin told the shock jock that he first met Hewitt at the Blockbuster Blockbuster Awards, saying, "This is going back 8 years now or more. We had the same publicist, so I started to talk to her, and I couldn't believe it. She kept talking to me, and she was actually interested." He mentioned that he had a crush on Hewitt years before and was in awe of her. However, things soon turned sour for the lovers. Cronin alleged that Hewitt cheated on him, telling Howard Stern, "I was on the bed having a panic attack, so I called her up and was like, 'Do you have something to say to me? I was the girl in this relationship.'" And she goes, "If you believe that bull, shame on you." She hung up. Tragically, Cronin died of leukemia in 2010, aged just 36. Howard Stern's radio show has a long history of problematic moments. The host has a way of weaning graphic details out of his guests, and the program is no stranger to misogyny. Somewhat unsurprisingly, Jennifer Love Hewitt is one such woman who has been objectified on his show. During a 2006 appearance on The Howard Stern Show, Wilmer Valderrama, who is famed for his role as Fez on That 70s Show, vulgarly revealed explicit details about supposed ex-lovers, including Hewitt. Valderrama claimed that he slept with Hewitt and proceeded to rate her an 8 out of 10. The bro-bragging didn't end there, with the actor continuing to discuss his purported sexual relationship with Hewitt in graphic detail. However, like many of the other women Valderrama name-dropped in his interview, Hewitt said the claims were total lies, denying that she was ever involved with him. She told reporters, "I was told that we had all these very steamy encounters, and I was like, really? Well, I would have loved to have been there." Though not explicitly directed at Valderrama, Hewitt recently opened up about the misogyny she faced as a young actor, telling Vulture, "But now, as a 42-year-old woman with a daughter, I definitely look back on it and go, ew."
A lot of sexuality was placed on me before I even knew what it was for myself.
Singer-songwriter John Mayer is well known for his womanizing ways, and Jennifer Love Hewitt isn't the first Jennifer he courted, dating and later disparaging Jennifer Aniston in a notorious Playboy interview. Likewise, he is one to kiss and tell. When he tried his hand at stand-up comedy with an appearance at the Laugh Factory in 2006, Mayer spoke in detail about his relationship with Hewitt, joking that he never got to go all the way with her. He later apologized for the remarks in an Us Weekly interview, branding himself a wimp. During an appearance on the Inside of You podcast, Hewitt was asked about her relationship with Mayer and spoke about him favorably despite his past indiscretions. When asked whether dating Mayer hindered her ability to enjoy his music, Hewitt replied emphatically in the negative, saying of the musician, "Oh my god, I think he's unbelievably talented. He's one of the coolest people I ever met." And as for those long-standing rumors that Mayer's hit Your Body is a Wonderland was written about her, Hewitt quipped to Entertainment Weekly, "My body is far from a wonderland. My body is more like a pawn shop. There's a lot of interesting things put together, and if you look closely, you'd probably be excited, but at first glance, not so much." In 2007, Jennifer Love Hewitt got engaged to her Ghost Whisperer co-star Ross McCall. During an appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Hewitt gushed about her relationship, showcasing her 100-year-old diamond engagement ring, which once belonged to McCall's great-grandmother. Asked about her plans for the wedding, Hewitt said, "We're in the planning stages. It's nice. It's exciting. For us, really, the promise that we're making to each other is most important, and we just want our family to have a good time. You know, we'll probably have a game night or something afterwards and then have like a fun honeymoon." She also joked that McCall, being Scottish, was trying to have bagpipers at the wedding, though she ruled out her future hubby going commando in a traditional kilt on the big day. At the time, Hewitt was about to turn 30 and told people that she wanted to mark the milestone with marriage, saying, "I'm getting ready to turn 30 and get married and all those things. This year was my year to try to glow from within and feel better." Despite Hewitt's palpable enthusiasm, the couple's whirlwind romance wasn't to be, and they broke up long before they had the chance to tie the knot. A source told People, "They broke up over the holidays and have ended their engagement. They're both really sad about this. Even their friends are surprised. They seemed really happy. Everyone just wants the best for both of them." Much to everyone's surprise, Jennifer Love Hewitt began dating her pal and Ghost Whisperer co-star Jamie Kennedy in 2009, shortly after calling it quits with Ross McCall. Despite being friends with Kennedy throughout her engagement to McCall, Hewitt is adamant that there was no overlap between the dalliances. She said on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, "We've been friends for a long time. I've heard about it, about being friends with somebody and it turns into something else, and I've never really done that before, and it's been great. He's hilarious, and when you're with somebody funny, they're always funny, and it's just great." She added that Kennedy seemed to see who she truly was, saying, "There are people in your life who are just supportive and who just look at you and they see who you are. And Jamie really saw who I was as a person more than anybody had ever done in my whole life. I think that's for me when I sort of went, oh wow." Kennedy was similarly smitten, telling Ryan Seacrest, "I'm in love. It's like, wow, you are hot. You can sing, you can dance, you're like so smart, and wow, you can cook pasta fagioli too." Hewitt may have dated some major hunks of the 90s, but now it was time to experiment with some stars of the 2000s. But it turned out out that although Hewitt enjoyed her time with Kennedy, it just didn't work. After a year of dating, people reported that the couple had split up. When Wendy Williams asked Hewitt about having to still work with Kennedy post-breakup, she responded with good humor, saying, "He keeps asking me if Eli is gonna die. No, he's not. It's actually, it's been fine. We were friends before, we're friends now, and it's totally cool." After parting ways with Jamie Kennedy in 2010, Jennifer Love Hewitt began dating Alex Bay, who is an actor and producer. After dating so many A-list men, perhaps Hewitt wanted to date someone who lives their life away from the media spotlight. The couple went public in November 2010. During a January 2011 appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Hewitt said she'd been in a relationship with Bay for 7 months. Appearing super happy with her new beau at that year's Golden Globes, E! asked Hewitt about the new man in her life, and she said, "He was just really funny. It wasn't anything in particular that he said. He was just really funny." It was apparent that, unlike his superstar Lady Love, Bay was not accustomed to the flashing lenses of the press. When discussing her decision to bring red carpet newbie Bay to the Golden Globes, Hewitt told DeGeneres that the glitzy event was exciting for him because he had never been to anything like that, adding that he's from Chicago. In spite of Hewitt's zeal at the newfound romance, she and Bay soon broke up after less than a year of dating. Shortly after breaking up with Alex Bay, Hewitt was spotted in Los Angeles with actor Jarod Einsohn in the summer of 2011. They made their red carpet debut at the Like Crazy premiere that October. The lovers made it to January, with Hot Living reporting that the couple celebrated Einsohn's 28th birthday together at an Italian restaurant in Las Vegas, complete with a fancy birthday cake. But the relationship soon grew shady, and it became resoundingly clear that Einsohn was not the one. According to Perez Hilton, Einsohn had pretty bad breakup etiquette, calling it quits with Hewitt via text message. To add even more shade to the situation, insiders close to Einsohn took to the press to spill the tea on his famous ex. A source told In Touch, "Jennifer cannot keep a boyfriend. She is very overbearing, and if things don't go her way, she becomes a diva and flips out." Hewitt did not respond to the claims. After being rejected by Ashley Hebert on The Bachelorette in 2011, Ben Flajnik claims that he went on a lackluster date with Jennifer Love Hewitt. He told USA Today she reached out and wanted to come up to the winery, which she did. "We went out to dinner and just kind of chatted about life and the experience." That undoubtedly seems like a prime opportunity for Flajnik, but he alleges that he ended up doing a little rejecting of his own, opting not to ask Hewitt if she would accept this rose. He explained, "She's a nice girl, but it was right in the middle of the time when I was deciding to be the Bachelor. When this is all said and done, ending up with a Hollywood celebrity is not something that I want." But Hewitt tells a totally different story. On Ryan Seacrest's radio show, she explained why she initially contacted Flajnik, saying, "I was looking for something pop culture to tweet about. Things got blown out of proportion. I have nothing to say except I'm totally single." As for whether she locked lips with her date, she told Seacrest, "Rumors are rumors. We did meet, but totally by coincidence." Lifetime series The Client List propelled Jennifer Love Hewitt back into the limelight after a few years away from our screens following the finale of Ghost Whisperer. When the series launched in 2012, there were rumors that Hewitt was dating her hunky co-star Colin Egglesfield. A source told Us Weekly they hovered around each other all night. When they spoke, Egglesfield had his arm wrapped around Hewitt's waist. However, this moment of intimacy could have been nothing more than some steamy flirtation. Neither actor has ever addressed rumors that they dated or had a fling. As alleged by the unnamed sources, things soon turned sour for Hewitt and Egglesfield on set when the former fell in love with her other co-star, Brian Hallisay. In 2013, Deadline reported that there was tension between the pair due to Hewitt supposedly demanding that Hallisay replace Egglesfield as the male lead on the show. The article stated, "I hear Hewitt has asked that Brian Hallisay, her real-life fiancé and father of her baby, also play her character Riley's baby daddy on the show in a major story arc next season. I hear that is at odds with the ideas from the Client List showrunner, who I hear pitched the series' male lead, Colin Egglesfield." After years of trysts and flings, Jennifer Love Hewitt has found love with Hallisay. According to The Sun, they first met in 2011 on the set of an unaired show called Love Bites. The two were certainly bitten by the love bug, though they began seeing one another after they were cast in The Client List. In an interview with E! Hewitt said that she was 9 months pregnant when she married Hallisay in November 2013, jokingly telling a reporter, "I wore the only thing in my closet that fit me." Regarding Hallisay's new parental responsibilities, Hewitt had nothing but praise for her husband, husband, saying, "He's really hands-on. It's really 50-50 for us. He's a tremendous father." After the birth of their first child, daughter Autumn, the couple welcomed 2 more children into their lives, sons Atticus and Aiden. Hewitt has explained how becoming a parent has altered her perception of love for the better, telling Us Weekly, "I think before becoming a parent, love was something that sounded beautiful and was out there and portrayed in movies and felt at certain times when I met my husband. It opens you up in a way that makes you more vulnerable than you could ever possibly imagine." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.